Plastic containers, bottles, and flip-flops end up in our waste stream. Weather and erosion turn them into tiny particles. Tire wear is also a huge source of microplastic pollution. Michael Burkhart, professor of biochemistry at UC San Diego, says microplastics are typically too small to even notice, but you do see them if you try hard enough.
For instance, you can go onto our San Diego beaches and start looking at the sand, and you'll start seeing little particles that are actually pieces of plastic. And the problem is these things have gotten into our food supply, they've gotten into our water supplies, and they are contaminating the world around us. They've now been found in every human organ.
The reason microplastics are in us and all around us is petroleum-based plastics last for hundreds of years. In our lifetimes, they simply don't go away. But degradable plastics made from plants do. Research at UCSD, led by Burkhart, has now proven that plant-based microplastics disappear in a matter of a few months. Researchers ground up plant-based plastics into very small bits and tested them in several natural environments.
And by the end of 120 days, we couldn't even find the particles. They were completely disappeared. Whereas the material that we tested against, EVA, ethyl vinyl acetate, which is commonly found in things like shoes and flip-flops, those had not changed at all over the same course of time, and they continue to persist.
The plant-based plastics are consumed by bacteria and other microorganisms. That makes plant-based plastics an effective way to deal with the huge problem of plastic pollution. In fact, Burkhart says some of those tiny bacteria found the degradable plastic developed in UCSD labs to be tasty and nutritious.
And we found microorganisms in that compost that could live completely off of our bioplastics, so as a sole food source, which was really exciting.
Burkhart and some colleagues at UCSD have founded a company called Algenesis. It's devoted to creating products in partnership with industry to find ways to use biodegradable plastics as a practical alternative to petroleum plastics that don't degrade. Thomas Fudge, KPBS News.